Hello everybody, it's Dana Sullivan, the Stampin' Chick here for day 9 of the 13 days of Halloween treats. We are getting towards the end. We have just a few more left to go. How are you doing tonight, my friends? I hope you're having a fabulous, fabulous Monday. So this little treat holder, super stinking cute, small, sweet, oh my gosh, absolutely adorable, right? Is actually a Tootsie Pop lollipop inside. And, you know, you can get a whole bag of these at the Dollar Tree for $1.25, sorry. And these are super simple and easy to make. You can actually get, I believe, 4 boxes out of 1 sheet of cardstock. So economically, this is a fabulous little treat to give out to all the little kids in your neighborhood. And I just love the little pennant here. I think it's super sweet too. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with what we need. I'm using Pick of the Patch Stamp and Punch Bundle again. Now, we used this yesterday as well for that cute little cowtails tag. And this time, I'm doing my little pumpkins as jack-o'-lanterns. So I thought you'd like to see, yesterday it was just a cute fall treat with no Halloween ties whatsoever, but this set is also fabulous for doing super cute, adorable little Halloween treats too. So we've got a little variety of the different things that we can do with this bundle. All right. So we're using the Happy Halloween stamp. We're using the 2 bigger of the pumpkins like we did yesterday, the stem, this leaf, and the jack-o'-lantern face. So I've got those already on blocks ready to go. I'm going to be using Granny Apple Green ink for the leaves, or the leaf and stem rather, Pumpkin Pie ink for the pumpkins, Memento ink for the faces, and Happy Halloween. And then I'm using a dark Granny Apple Green Stampin' Blends marker to color the stem, because did you notice we've got a little pumpkin here and then we've got pumpkins here? That's pretty spiffy, isn't it? Okay, so then I'm also going to be using a little strip, and this is way more than I actually needed. I may save this and actually just tie off another little piece, because you just need a tiny little piece. But you just need a little bit of black and white gingham ribbon from the annual catalog. So this is the smaller one. All right, now I am going to set my template up here for a hot second. I'm going to give you just a second to do a quick screenshot, boom, of the measurements. And I will tell you how to go about making this project. Okay, so I hope that you've had a second to get that screenshot. You can always come back on the replay and pause the video. All right, I have my pumpkin pie cardstock here, and I'm going to use my Simply Scored board and my stylus. Okay, the first thing I want to do is go on the long side, and I want to go 1 1/2, 2 5/8, 4 1/8, and then 5 1/4. Okay, and you'll be left with this little 1/2-inch strip. Turn it with that strip facing up. And now on the short side, we're going to measure and score at 1 1/8 and 2 1/2. Okay, and then we have 2 more score marks that we're going to do. These score marks are going to be from the top to the second line, so we didn't go all the way through. This is going to be at 5/8 of an inch, so we'll go past the first and to the second score line. And then the other one is at 3 inches, past the first and to the second score line. What we're doing here is we're creating tabs. So if you can imagine, here is the lid to your box, and you have your sides and your front flap. Okay? All right, let me get this out of the way. We're going to do a bit of burnishing because whenever we're working with a box, we want to make sure that we burnish all of our score lines really well. Okay. There we go. Alright, now we're not going to be able to burnish those two lines just yet, but we will here in just a second. Okay, we're going to bring our template back in. You'll have yet another chance to take a screenshot of it, and I'm going to show you how to do the cutting here. Alright, so I have it on the long side with the skinny strip over here, and I'm going to cut in between the first rectangle and the first square, and then I'm going to cut between the square and the next rectangle, and then between the next rectangle and the rest of it. This is where we've split here. Alright, I'm going to save this section for just a minute. I'm going to flip it around and I'm going to do the exact same thing. So we're going to go up between that first rectangle and the square and the next rectangle, and the rectangle and the front. Okay, now then I'll turn it with the front facing, and right here on this first score line I'm going to cut that off because I just don't even need it. Okay, so right at the score line we're just going to cut it off. Alright, there we go. Now then, we're going to miter these corners, and I need to miter this corner and these corners as well. So we're going to get rid of the little square that's left here. We're going to trim, and then trim, and I'm not even going to worry about that box. I'm just going to cut it right off, just like that. Trim, trim, and then one more right there. Okay. Notice my grid paper doesn't slide around tonight. Yeah, we learn things, don't we? All right. Now then, we have this. Okay. And this being the lid, we have to make a hole in the top for our stem to go through. So I have a little mini hole punch. You could use just a regular hole punch. The hole will just be a little bit bigger. It's really not going to hurt anything. But I'm going to kind of center this best I can. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then punch that out. Now this hole is actually just a tiny bit smaller than what my stem is, but I'm going to carefully push the stem through there and kind of work it around a little bit so it's bigger. Alright, now then, what we're going to do is this. We're putting the sides up. Let's put the inside in there first. The sides up, this side and this side, and that we're gluing. And then this will tuck in like so, okay? And then the stem will stick out right there. Alright, so let's go ahead and put a little glue down first. I'll put a little bit of glue on these center squares. Okay. And I'm going to put a little glue down on the outer tabs because this box actually points backwards, so the tab goes to the back, not the front. Okay, and that should be good. We'll see if we did that right. All right, bring your middles in. Bring your outsides up. And we want to bring these ones in first, and then these ones. And look at that, we did it right. Okay. Now then, we're just going to straighten it up a little bit and give it some pressure so that we hold the sides. Okay, there we go. Just like that. And our box is done. I mean, that's super simple, isn't it? There you go. Okay, now then, let's take our lollipop stick, and we're going to very carefully push it through the hole and kind of wiggle it around a little bit just to make it easier to get it in and out. Okay, there we go. Now, we need to take this, and without unwrapping our lollipop, we need to bring that wrapper down so that it doesn't congest the hole where the stem comes through, because that's an awful lot of wrapper there. So I'm just kind of twisting it loose farther up here so that I can fold it down, and then giving it a good twist back around the base of the lollipop, okay? Because we still want it to stay sealed shut, right? All right, now then, I have this Stampin' Blends marker. This is dark greeny apple green, and as you can see from the tip of it, it has been well loved. It doesn't really matter. You don't have to have one that's well loved to do this. Just run it from the side like that, so that way you're not damaging your tip. But I have a box full of Stampin' Blends that get used a lot, and some of them are a bit worse for wear. But while I wouldn't be able to necessarily color some nice detailed images with this particular tip, I could do this with it. So you can still use your markers for other things. And I'm going to go ahead and color the whole stem just to give it that pumpkin stem vibe. There we go. Kind of turning my pen around a little bit here and there too, because I want to make sure that I'm not drawing all the ink from one end or from one side. Kind of disperse it a little bit. I don't know if that really makes a difference or not, but to me it seems like it does, so. Alright, there we go. Very good. Now we have our pumpkin. Isn't it so cute? Alright, we're going to give that just a second to totally absorb and dry before we play with it. And we're going to grab a scrap of basic white cardstock. And just like before, we are going to use that template. And we actually only need a piece that's big enough for the template. I mean, I've got quite a bit of space here, but let's get our Pierce mat because we're dealing with photopolymer stamps. And I'm going to start with the big pumpkin just like I did last time. I feel like, and this is totally my feeling, my preference maybe, I feel like I have more control over shifting just a little bit more when I stamp that big pumpkin first. Maybe that's just me and my weird quirkiness. I don't know, but that's what I feel like. So you do you. You do it how it feels good to you, but that's how I do it. Okay, I'm gonna line this up best I can. Alright, I need to bring it down just a little bit low. There we go. Tap, 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 not smush, smush, smush. And alright, now just like I did last night, I'm going to tweak just a little bit more. Alright, there we go. Now I need my green. Now, set that aside. Let me line this back up a little. There we go. And the green. Nice. And a stem. Sometimes it goes really easily and sometimes it doesn't. It really doesn't matter. I don't care. I don't think they care. They're too busy pulling a lollipop out of a box to worry about it. Alright, now that we've got that, we'll take our Memento ink and the little jack-o'-lantern face. Now this is the point where obviously if you didn't want to do Halloween at all, you could substitute and just have the cute little pumpkins, and then here put You're the Pick of the Patch or Cutie Pie, whatever. You know, you can make this non-Halloween if you'd like. But this is the 13 days of Halloween treats, so I'm going to put my little jack-o'-lantern face on there. On one. And two. Honestly, they are so stinking cute. I love them. Alright, let's put the cover on that so I don't get inky fingers. Okay, now I know I went right on the edge with that leaf stamp, but I'm not worried about it because I am tucking it in behind the pumpkin, so it doesn't really matter. That tiny little piece is not going to show. Alright, there we go. Now we have these. Super cute. Absolutely adorbs. I love it. Alright, bring that Pierce mat in one more time. And now what you're going to do is you're going to kind of break up the fibers of this paper just ever so slightly. Okay, so we did this yesterday with the orange strip. Today we're just kind of doing a little bit kind of in the middle, not really the whole thing, because we want this to wrap around the stem of the pumpkin. Okay, so we're gonna just roll it out a little bit so that it doesn't do what it's trying to do right there. We don't want it to crease. That's kind of our goal. Okay, now we've got that. And I am going to stamp Happy Halloween. Doo, doo, doo. Tap, tap, tap. Not smush, smush, smush. Okay, and I'm going to leave a little, maybe ½ inch or so from the edge because I want to be able to dovetail this thing and make it like a little pennant. There we go. Alright, now then, we'll set that aside for a hot second and go ahead and start assembling our jack-o'-lanterns. We're going to use just the tiniest little touch of liquid glue right on the point of the stem. Bring him in right about there. Okay, and then on the leaf, just a tiny little bit along the bottom there. See why I said it does not matter. Come on, there we go. Doesn't matter about the little edge being snipped because it's not going to show. Okay, and just like that. Very good. Alright, now then, we need to get some dimensionals going on here. So I'm going to grab some of my black dimensionals. I absolutely love these. As I've said before, the wonderful thing about these ones is that you get both sizes, the regular and the mini, in the same package. Alright, I am going to hang my little pumpkins off, excuse me, off the edge on either side. You can see here and here. There we go. And because I'm doing that, I'm putting my dimensionals right here on this end. So that way he has room to hang over, because obviously we don't want our dimensionals to hang off the edge and get everything sticky. Alright, so I will put him down first. Love it. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm taking one more dimensional and I'm putting it right here beside my other pumpkin. And then just like that, my little dude is there. Okay? Very good. All right, now then, we should be ready to put our stem through the hole. And we're kind of tuck it in just a little. It's a snug fit. And then bring our flaps in. We can get them all at the same time. I just realized I put it on the wrong side, but that's okay. We'll leave it on the front. Okay, and then my little ribbon here. I just want to tie it in a knot. I don't need a bow here. It's just a little knot. I'm going to pull it snug. Let me see if that's, there we go. Okay. And then a little snip. Kind of want it to be short. There you go. Okay. And then all we need to do now is put some glue over the whole back of this piece. Now, I have not forgotten that I'm making it into a pennant, but I found that it was way easier to go ahead and glue the whole thing together and cut both ends at the same time, so that way they match. Because I have a hard time matching my tails. I could not match the tails perfectly to save my gizzard, I'm sure of it. So this is a cheater's way, because we're only doing it one time. Alright, so we're coming around, bringing that in, lining it up with the edges here. Okay, line it up a little better, and give it a good press and squeeze. Okay, so I want to make sure it's really good and snug up against the stem. Just like that. Isn't that cute? Oh my gosh, that's adorable. Alright, and then I'm going to snip my tails. So, a little bit here. And you see how it looks perfect because we're cutting them both at the same time. So we don't have to worry about it. Kind of cheating the system a little. There we go. Alright friends, there you have it. Super, super stinking cute Halloween treats. Really simple and easy to do, weren't they? I mean, absolutely stinking adorable. Alright, so there you have it, friends. This is day 9 of the 13 days of Halloween treats. We've still got a few more days left to go. I have some fantastic treats to share with you over the next few days. And so make sure that you set your alarms for 8 p.m. Eastern each day for the next few days. And that way you don't miss any of the projects. And if you are just coming on here for the first time, you can go back to my Facebook page, the Stampin' Chick Dana Sullivan, and you can look on the wall and see all of the videos posted there. I'm also posting them up on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. So you can find all of that information on my Facebook page, okay? Alright guys, thank you all so much for hanging out with me this evening. I hope you enjoyed today's project, and I hope I will see you again tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. Until next time, my friends, have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye for now.